Let's get straight into it though, man. Let me tell y'all about the number one thing I realized after going broke, then coming back and hitting $10,000 profit months consistently with sports betting. Most bettors treat sports betting like a slot machine. They throw money at random parlays. They tell whoever's hot on Instagram or Twitter. They bet whatever feels right that night. Sometimes they win, but even when they do cash, they can't tell you why. So they can't repeat it. And the cycle keeps on going. So they go back to pulling more slots, hoping for another lucky hit. In other words, they're guessing. And this, in the long run, creates losing more than you win, withdrawing from money you needed, hiding losses from people, zero confidence the next bet is going to land. But here's what I notice about the bettors who actually win consistently and can stack $10,000, $20,000, and even $30,000 months. They do the exact opposite. They use a system too. They find one high confidence bet before the public catches on. Size every play so a cold streak can't kill their bankroll, and they stay disciplined when their gut is screaming chase, which is exactly how they make money month after month after month. So if y'all are still guessing and watching others build real betting income while you bleed money one parlay at a time without understanding how to research properly, tonight you're going to learn the exact sports betting system that's taking complete beginners gambling their rent money away to scaling to $10,000 months with sports betting, without crazy parlays, without researching for hours, and without losing all your money in losses before you get there. Now, let's be real for a second, though. If you're here tonight, something isn't working for you. Maybe you keep losing parlays by one leg. Maybe you don't have a strategy or you don't know how to research properly. Maybe you can't stop chasing losses. And maybe you had one good week and you've been trying to recreate that ever since. If you're anything like I was, you're probably thinking, maybe I'm just bad with sports betting. Maybe I just got bad luck. Like, is it me? Like, do I just got bad luck? Maybe I need to find someone with better picks. I might even think, I don't even got time to figure this out. With my 9 to 5 already eating my week, I don't got no time. I was in your same shoes. I was in that exact same spot. 2 years ago, I was hitting 6-leg parlays, losing by half a point, telling myself, one more, I'm close. All while watching these sports bettors online profit 10K and even 20K in a month without an idea of how I could do it myself. So honestly, you're right to feel stuck. The game is literally rigged against you. The parlay model is built to take your money. Telling random cappers is rigged against you because it ain't consistent. Betting on what feels right is rigged against you. And if your strategy is pick something, this looks good, hope it hits, you're not betting, you're just guessing. And that is why we are here tonight. By the end of tonight, you're going to walk away with 3 things. You're going to know exactly why you've been losing, what to fix, and how to scale to your first $10,000 within 30 days. Have the same research process I use to find one high confidence bet per day and know the discipline rules that keep profitable bettors profitable. Here's how we get there though. The industry lie every losing bettor believes. Why make better picks is the worst advice in this industry and what actually separates winners from losers. Mechanism number 1, the 60-day 0 to 10K bankroll builder. The exact math and the weekly milestones to turn a starting bankroll into real monthly profit without breaking the system on day 3. I'm going to show y'all the unit math, the hit rate target, and the week by week climb that makes $10,000 months actually realistic. Then I'm going to go over mechanism 2, the winning pick analyzer, the exact research sequence I run before placing any bet, slate scan, strength of schedule, line read, value check. Every bet I take is backed by this process. I'm going to walk you through how to run it yourself in 15 to 30 minutes out of the day, even with a 9 to 5. And then I got mechanism 3, the losing streak code. What to do when you're on the losing streak. The exact rules I follow when the losses start coming in, because they will. Losses are inevitable, y'all. If anybody in here thinks you're not going to take a loss, you got it twisted. You have to be strategic with how you deal with them, though. That's the key thing. This is the part nobody else teaches you because nobody else in this space actually goes through it on camera. I'm going to show y'all what to do after 3 losses in a row, why changing your system is the worst move you can make. Let me show you what this actually looks like on the other side, though. Imagine this. It's Friday night. You know, the slate just dropped. Everybody hyped for the games. You close the app. You go live your life. Saturday morning, you wake up, your bet hit. Then it happens again and again and again. And one day you check your sportsbook balance and the number staring back at you is more than you make at your job in a month. For the first time, you actually feel a sense of freedom, all coming from a system you built. You don't have a boss telling you what to do or have to explain yourself to someone who doesn't even understand what you're doing. I had that exact experience before. And that feeling is not even excitement. It's something better. It's undeniable proof. Proof that you weren't delusional. Proof that you actually did it. The people who doubted you see it, but honestly, the only person who really needed to see it was you. That's what's on the other side of this system when you actually follow it correctly. And before I show you this 3-step framework, you're probably thinking, who is this guy and why should I listen? Look, in 2022, I was working a 9 to 5. I started betting on prize picks, trying to make it big betting just like everybody else. Trying 6-leg parlays, trying to turn $5 into 500, losing every single day. Missing by half a point, hit 5 out of 6, watch the last leg blow up the slip. A year and a half of losing. Literally, these are all L's. Eventually, I figured something out, though. I stopped chasing payouts. I started sizing bets properly, and I treated it like an investment, not a slot machine. Built my bankroll to 40,000. Then I went to Miami, got cocky, started doing crazy parlays, and I rushed the process. And I lost all of it. Absolutely everything. And I was down bad. I ain't gonna lie. I got on my knees and cried in my room. I couldn't believe I actually lost all of it. And that's when I learned the lesson I'm about to teach you tonight. But this is what I want y'all. This is what I want y'all to know that I did. I actually paid for a mentor. I learned to research properly, learned to read line movement, learned actual bankroll discipline, came back slow, boring, and real. And now I have made $65,000 in 180 days. Documented runs of 9-0, 15-3, and a current of 10-2. 83% hit rate on my last 12 max plays. I'm following a system stacking $10,000 months consistently. And I'm not the only one running this system. The people running this aren't full-time bettors. They're people with regular jobs. This student right here, this is one of my students who made $2,000 in 2 days telling the system that I gave him. Not gonna lie, I'm up on the week. Big ups to you. You feel me? How much you up this week? 2,000 in 2 days. And you already know the Telegram results speak for themselves. Feel me? Just a whole bunch of members in the Telegram eating on a daily. Really making that bag. Here goes some more right here. And some more right here. There are 2 ways to bet on sports. Path 1, which is what most people do, you bet off emotion. You pick random games based on gut feeling. You stack parlays for the payout. Hope something hits, tilt when it doesn't, and you're going to repeat it tomorrow. But path 2 is the sharp protocol. You bet on a system. One sport at a time, one bet type, research-driven plays, bankroll size to survive variance, and track, audited, and repeatable. Let me show you side by side. This is emotional betting versus the sharp protocol. Look at the difference now. Emotional bettors, when they're choosing their bet, they basically just pick who's hot. They pick all the trends, you feel me? But the sharp protocol people is research driven. Emotional bettors, their bet type is parlay focused. How many of y'all do nothing but parlays right now? Let me know in the comments. A lot of y'all might be emotional betting right now, wondering why your bankroll is not growing. But the people who are actually sharps, they're straight bet focused. They focus on straight bets. They might do a parlay or 2 for fun, but they're not putting more than half a unit on it. Then the sizing. This is important. Emotional bettors, they bet whatever they feel like. If they're confident about their bet, they're going to crash. You feel what I'm saying? But the sharp protocol people, they bet 1 to 5% of their bankroll every single time. You feel me? After a loss, emotional bettors, they chase, they press, they tilt. Sharp protocol bettors stick to the system no matter what. Emotional bettors, They don't even track their bets, y'all. Most of these people that bet every single day chasing parlays, they don't track their bets. But the sharps, they track every single play. A green check if it hits, a red X if it doesn't. Emotional bettors, they burn out their bankrolls, so they don't even last long term. But the sharps, their money just compounds over months. And the emotional bettor, they're stressed every single Sunday. Like real talk. But the sharps, they're calm and consistent. When they win it, they don't get too high. And when they're losing, they don't get too low because they know long term, it's all a part of the plan and they're going to remain profitable. You need to reframe the way you see sports betting. The moment you replace treating sports betting from gambling to investing, everything changes. Now that you see what the sharp protocol is, let's talk about how you run it. It all comes down to 3 simple mechanisms. 3. Number 1, the 60-day $0 to $10,000 bankroll builder. Number 2, the winning pick analyzer. And number 3, the losing streak code. Now let's go over mechanism 1 real quick. Let me tell you something most bettors don't understand. How much you bet matters more than what you bet on. It matters way more than what you bet on. Most people skip this part and lose their bankroll in 30 days, even when they're hitting 60% of their picks. But let's look at the bankroll math, man. Your bankroll is money you can afford to lose. Not what's in your account, not what you have left this week. Money you can literally afford to lose. It's not your rent money, none of that. And that's also 1 to 5% of your bankroll. 1 to 5% of your bankroll is your unit size. So on every single play, you should be betting 1 to 5% on your bankroll. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now the hit rate target. If you maintain a 55 to 58% hit rate, you're profitable long term. Now to some of y'all, this still might not seem like a lot, but at the end of the day, if you maintain that hit rate and you use proper bankroll management, you're betting 1 to 5% of your betting bankroll, you will be profitable long term in the end. 60 to 65%, that's where I usually aim for. But 70%, that's elite, y'all. You don't need to be elite, though. You just need to be profitable. Now, let me walk you through the climb. Week 1, stabilize. Stop the bleeding. Build the habit. On week 1, we're going to identify bankroll that's not rent money. Log every play in your notes. Stay strict on 1 to 3% sizing and pick the lane, which is your sport. What sport are you best at? Your bet type, whether you like a over-under type person or you like to take money lines and spreads. Week 2, you're going to find your edge. Identify which plays you're winning. Review your notes, spot the pattern, and double down on what's working. Week 3, this when the compounding kicks in. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're going to recalculate the units as the bankroll grows, recalculate weekly, keep sizing at 1 to 5%, and don't get high. Stay consistent. Week 4 is the first real cash out. Pull profit, stay in the system. Cash out a portion of it, not all though. Reinvest the rest into the bankroll and repeat the loop next month. Now the question becomes, how do you actually find the picks that make this math work? That's where we got mechanism 2, y'all, the winning pick analyzer. Every bet I take goes through this exact filter. Most bettors skip this. They look at the slate, pick what feels good, and they hit confirm. That's not betting. That's guessing with extra steps. So step 1, y'all. So when I do my research, this is step by step of how I do my research, y'all. Number 1, I do a slate scan. I open up the CBS Sports app, not the sports book. I look at all the games before I look at the odds. I form my own opinion before Vegas anchors my brain. I'm telling y'all, I take 10 seconds, set up everything else. Number 2, I look at the strength of schedule, man. How many of y'all believe records don't matter? Y'all think that's true? Well, let me know. I'm a firm believer of records don't matter because somebody could be 20-0 and be playing nobody. But who they beat matters. Look at the last 10 opponents, home roll splits, defensive rankings. This is how you avoid betting on inflated records, y'all. This is how you avoid that. Step 3, I build my own line. You know, like we said, the records don't really matter. Who they beat matters. So I look at the who everybody's playing, and just based off of what I know about each team, like let's say the Lakers are playing the Knicks. If it's no Luka, Knicks healthy, I would imagine the line being at around like 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, somewhere around that range. You feel me? So that's what I mean. Like I just build my own line, and then when I get on the book, I can see what the actual line is. Step 4, I look at the tickets versus the money. I look at the percent of tickets on each side. Who is betting on what side? Where's the public at? Where's the most money at? If the money's heavy on one team, that's sharp money. Most tickets on one side, money on the other, then that might be an opportunity to fade the public. You feel me? Be where the money is, not where the tickets are. That's free game right there, y'all. I hope y'all paying attention right now. Now for step 5, I always look at line movement. Where did the line open and where is it now? A move with no injury news equals sharp money moving the line. No movement when you expect it is potential value. Might be a good spot. It might be where you got an edge at. That line tells a story though. Learn to read it. And step 6 is basically just a confidence check. You know, would you bet this with rent money? No. Pass. Sometimes the best play is no play. If you wouldn't put your rent money on that play, even though you're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? We using bankroll management, but if you wouldn't bet your rent money on it, I'm not saying bet your rent money, but I'm saying if you're not that confident in the play, then pass. But if you would, then okay, that's a max play. That's where the units go up. One question filters out 80% of bad bets. But this is basically the whole process. You know what I'm saying? It takes about 15 to 30 minutes out of my day. Like literally, we was on Ray's money line today. Comeback winner. Low key ended up being a blowout winner. Hey man, I only researched that play for 15 minutes. It took me 15 minutes to look at the play and realize, hey, this is a banger right here. Mechanism number 3, y'all, the losing streak code. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Every profitable bettor goes on losing streaks. The losing streak doesn't break you. What you do during it does. Loss number 1, you shrug it off. You feel me? Nothing too crazy. And you move on. Loss number 2, though, you question the pick and you replaying it. Loss number 3, you a little bit fried. You feel me? You tilted. Now you want to bet bigger. Now you about ready to chase. Loss number 4, though. Lost 4 in a row, bro. That's when you abandon the system. You go back to parlays, try to win it all back. And by loss number 5, you're broke. The losing streak code, y'all, protects you so the system doesn't collapse. Rule number 1, don't change your unit size. If you bet 1 unit before the streak, you bet 1 unit during the streak. Sizing protects you only if you stay with it. Rule number 2, don't abandon the system. If your research process worked before, it still works now. The system doesn't break in 3 games. Your patience does. Rule number 3, after 4 to 5 losses in a row, take a day off, y'all. I know some of y'all be money hungry. You want to get your money back, man. Just go for a walk or something, bro. Take the day off. Go get in the gym. Go hoop. Play Fortnite, 2K. Whatever you play, man, just take the day off, bro. Don't chase. It's going to be all good. Rule number 4, you want to review before you rebet. Were they bad picks that you took? Was it bad luck? Or were you forcing it? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to go back. This is why I tell y'all to track y'all bets too. And rule number 5, never chase. Never bet to get back. Never double up on the next play. Never parlay because you're desperate. Chasing turns a 4-loss streak into a wipe. And that's the part where people completely go broke. Their bankroll is back to $200. So this is the 5 rules again, y'all. Don't change the unit size. Don't abandon the system. Take a day off after 4 to 5 losses. Review before you rebet and never chase. The bankroll math is built to survive losing streaks. And this is the math, y'all. 1 to 5% sizing. A 5-loss streak costs you 5 to 25% of your bankroll. It's recoverable, but only if you stay in the system. Quick recap now. The sharp protocol, y'all. It's 3 mechanisms to the sharp protocol. That's number 1, bankroll math that compounds and protects you. Number 2, a 6-step filter that finds the right plays in 15 to 30 minutes. And number 3, 5 rules that keep you in the system during cold streaks. Now, let me ask you something. Can y'all see yourself running this system? Good. Here's the honest truth. With the 3 mechanisms I just showed you, you have everything you need to go run this on your own. But here's what I've seen after working with dozens of bettors. Knowing the system isn't the same as executing it. It's that knowledge without implementation is just entertainment. And the fastest way to implement something new is to have someone who's already done it walk you through every step and answer your specific questions in real time, so you don't waste months on trial and error. That's exactly what I did, which is exactly why I want to invite you to work directly with me to build your sharp protocol from the ground up. I'm calling it the imdesTV Inner Circle. Now, let me tell you what this actually is, though. It's a 90-day mentorship designed to take you from losing parlays and having no system to running a disciplined system that builds $5,000 to $10,000 months without having to leave your 9 to 5. So here's exactly what's included. Number 1, we got live research sessions. Learn the why behind every pick. Bet the same plays I bet, same time together. See the 6-step process unfold live. These are not in my free picks group. These are exclusive, higher ticket plays, y'all. My exclusive plays, the plays I'm putting the most money on. Number 2, we got group coaching calls. Live coaching with the whole room. We're going to troubleshoot your bets in real time, slate breakdowns before the games, Q&A every session, no questions left behind. And number 3, we got weekly one-on-one calls with me. My personal phone number included for the direct contact. We're going to review your week and audit your plays, adjust the system to fit your bankroll, lock in your strategy for the week ahead, and discipline check-in so you never fall into losing cycles. And number 4, you get all my live picks. Every play I'm taking in real time. Free. And look, we also got free lifetime access to all the plays I'm betting myself. Same time I bet. And number 5, you get the full sharp protocol, the complete system installed step by step. The bankroll math that compounds, mechanism 1, the 6-step pick analyzer, and then the 5-rule losing streak code. And 6, you got all of my 5 frameworks. Framework number 1 is my bankroll unit sizing system. The exact math to compound a starting bankroll into $5,000 to $10,000 months. Framework 2, we got the straight versus parlay breakdown. The rules for when each one makes sense and when to use parlays as a strategic tool. We got framework number 3, which is advanced line movement read. How to spot sharp money, find real value, and avoid public traps. Framework number 4, which is my discipline guide. The daily rules that prevent the losses you cause yourself. The mindset that separates bettors who build from bettors who blow up. And framework 5, the cold streak code. What you actually do when you're losing. A protocol that saves your bankroll on the worst day of your month. Because losing streaks come for everybody. Plus, you get a private community of winning bettors where you can share plays, hold the line through cold streaks, and finally stop doing this alone. When everybody is locked in together, winning becomes way easier. And all recordings are going to be saved from every single call. All replays available. You never miss anything. Before we go any further, I need to be honest with y'all about something. This is not for everybody. Because there are 2 types of people out there. Some are action takers and others are information collectors. I only want to work with the action takers, y'all. Because at the end of the day, I only want to work with people who are going to get results. And here's the thing. If you thought it couldn't get any better, I know what it's like to get mentored by someone. That's how I was able to understand the game. And I know what most people think. What if I invest in this and it doesn't work for me? Listen, I have seen the sharp protocol work week after week. I know the system I created works consistently. And I'm so confident in my system that I built a guarantee behind it. If you don't make your money back in 90 days applying the sharp protocol and getting coached by me, I will keep working with you for free until you do. I will make sure I make you succeed no matter what. Everybody that works with me needs to win. The only condition is you actually have to follow the system. Now, I want y'all to understand something. Nothing is going to change if you don't change. Don't let the cycle repeat itself once again. The cycle of losing 200 to 500 per week of rent money to the books with no plan to break the cycle, burning another 6 to 12 months betting, with no proven system, losing 10 to 30K in a profit opportunity, and watching playoff seasons go by without a real strategy to cash in. Every week without a system is another week the books take from you. And that's another week losing money instead of compounding profits. That is the real problem. So if you want to work with me directly and get access to all my systems, click the button that's pinned in the chat to fill out the short application and book a call. After the form, you'll book a call with my team. We'll go over your situation, and if it's a fit, we'll get you started. And look, honestly, I'm not saying you can only succeed with my help. You absolutely could figure this out yourself, but it will realistically take you 6 to 12 months of trial and error to learn what I'm going to show you in 90 days. It personally took me over 3 years to crack the sports betting game. So now you have a decision to make, because for most people, information alone is not enough. Some of y'all need the full system, the accountability, the support, the community, and someone looking at your daily process, telling you exactly what to do and what's broken. And I know this because I tried doing everything by myself for a long time too. So if you apply today and get accepted, here's what you get. 1 weekly live research session with the group, 2 one-on-one calls with me every week along with my personal number, 3 lifetime access to all my frameworks and guides, 4 weekly group coaching calls with the community, and 5, you get access to all my daily picks live. Let me repeat that for y'all. You get weekly live research sessions with the group, one-on-one calls with me every week along my personal number, lifetime access to all my frameworks and guides, weekly group coaching calls with the community, and access to all my daily picks. So if you say yes to being an action taker, click the link pinned in the chat right now that says apply here and fill out the form. When you apply, you'll be able to book an enrollment interview call with my team. On the call, we'll be going over all the details of the program and answering all of your questions and making sure that you're a good fit to work with us. Remember, we don't just work with anybody now. Can I do this with a full-time job? Yes, you can absolutely do this with a full-time job. You know, my system is actually made for people who actually have some type of hustle, whether that's a 9-to-5 or an entrepreneur looking to make some money on the back end. You feel what I'm saying? So yes, you can do this with a full-time job. Your job isn't going to stop nothing. It's actually going to make you grind harder. What if I have a small bankroll? If you have a small bankroll, it's perfectly fine, man. I done built a small bankroll plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, the small bankroll doesn't matter. Whatever bankroll you have, you'll be able to make some money. How long until I see results? So that basically just depends on how much you're locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people who usually see results in about 2-3 weeks. And then I got people who they might start, it might take them, I say about 4 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Just because they're slower learners, I guess you could say. But it all depends on how locked in you are. Like, if you're actually showing up, if you're really paying attention, you taking notes, and then you're actually executing, because it's all about execution at the end of the day. Is this for people outside of the U.S.? So I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but sports betting is only legal in certain states in the U.S. So you want to make sure that it's legal in your state or wherever you stay. And then, yeah, what if I've been burned by cappers before? Look, I know the feeling, bro. Like, I literally used to tell every single capper. I used to tap in with them. I made some money, but I'm here to let y'all know now, bro. Look, I want to see all y'all win, bro. Like, at the end of the day, y'all gonna walk away with my full sharp protocol, how I do my research every single day, top to bottom. And then you're going to be sharp just like me. If any of those questions were the reason you hadn't booked, click the link, book the call. Let's get you to $10,000 a month ASAP.